Hi, today is July 1st, 2023, and here are my poems for the day. The first one is poem number 1062 for the year, Pretty Fucking Pretty. It was pretty fucking pretty in Oberlin last night. The moon was as bright as the moon, the street was street-like, and the grass was the beautiful color of grass. What more could you ask for? And who would you ask for if you were to ask for more? If you had wanted more, you would have had to figure out what more to ask for, and you would have had to figure out who to ask. But that was not a problem that I had last night. I just enjoyed the pretty fucking prettiness of Oberlin and left it at that. Poem number 1063, Salad for Breakfast. At first I was thinking, I have never had salad for breakfast, but there have been days where I didn't eat until late in the day, and at that point I've had a salad. But I don't think I've had a salad before noon except fruit salad. A fruit salad for breakfast is perfectly acceptable, but the idea of a salad with lettuce and tomatoes and maybe some tofu and carrots, and I don't know what kind of dressing, would be a quite odd breakfast in my opinion. I wouldn't have that kind of salad for breakfast unless I was having breakfast quite late in the day. Poem number 1064, Nothing Went On. The buildings were empty, the sky was without clouds, and the trees bore no leaves or fruit. Basically, there was nothing going on. And nothing went on and on and on until the day was gone. Poem number 1065, Jokers and Fops. A break was taken, and the workers had lunch, except for 6 of the fancier workers. 4 of the fancier workers had brunch. Brunch on a Wednesday. Can you imagine what a quartet of fops they were? The other 2 of the fancy workers had luncheon. Don't even get me started about those jokers. By 1:30, all of the workers had returned from their break, including the jokers and the fops. It was a good break, and they were all looking forward to the end of hump day, when most would have dinner, and the jokers and fops would dine. Poem number 1066. Oh, those Normans. 1066 was a big year for conquest when those nutty Normans pillaged and plundered and basically fucked shit up until everyone had to acknowledge that the Normans had conquested. For years, people would silently exclaim, "Oh, those Normans," but almost no one would say this out loud. Those Normans had made more or less clear that they were not to be fucked with, and for the most part, they weren't fucked with after 1066. I said for the most part. There was some resistance after 1066, but not that much. For the most part, people just said, "Oh, those Normans," and went on about whatever it was that people went on about back then. Poem number 1067, Deliverance. He wanted to be delivered like a food order. He wanted to be brought on a bike to God's building. He wanted the buzzer to be working and for God to answer the buzzer. He wanted to be carried up the 3 flights of stairs and for God to open the door and accept the delivery and to leave a good tip. He wasn't sure whether he wanted the metaphor to end there or whether he wanted God to eat him or to mostly eat him and to put what was left of him in God's refrigerator. He wanted deliverance, but he still wasn't sure whether and or to what extent he wanted to be consumed. And the last poem of the day, poem number 1068, Outraged. They were outraged by the outrageous outrages that lately had seemed to be coming at an increasingly outrageous pace. They were engaged and enraged and outraged. Their outrage was such that their rage would never run out, so they remained in a rage and outraged. Their outrage set the stage for some outrageous behavior that they would engage in once they got themselves out of the cage of outrage that they had found themselves in due to the various outrages that they had been experiencing lately. At some point, after they became exhausted from the exhausting exertion of outrageous behavior that they will exert due to the outrageous outrages that they have experienced, they will be a bit calmer, but no less outraged. I think there was a grammatical error in that last one, but I will fix it in the text. Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you.